Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kenneth, and if this is your first time here, please subscribe. We are on the goal to reach 1,000 subscribers before the year runs out, and I would be very grateful if you could assist me in getting that goal. And also remember to hit the like button, because YouTube has to recommend more of the videos I make here for you, and you will not miss out, right? Today's video is all about OPay. So OPay is the app taking the Nigerian market by storm, especially like all the markets, to be honest, because they are both in food, wealth, cash, loans. Like, it's surprising. So they are here for mobile money. Let's call that clear and simple. OPay, as we all know, or some of you that don't know, is owned by Opera Mini, and OPay stands for Opera Pay, or Opera PayCom, the other company that is also involved in this joint venture with Opera Mini. So Opera Mini is a browser, and right now they have established beyond browsers. They now have I think a news app and an ad network, right? So now they're also trying to like invest in Africa in terms of like technology and internet, basically trying to be like the Facebook and Google of Africa, or Nigeria for stats. And it's very interesting to see how this will develop. So far they have set aside $100 million, right? And so far $50 million has gone to OPay, although the money will be spent in stages in terms of progress, and $50 million is like 18 billion naira for a startup company to be using as cash flow runway, which is exciting to see and just track the progress. So far OPay has been in Nigeria for less than a year, and right now they have a very good solid brand in terms of like the discounts they're giving, which has somewhat made it go viral. So you will be surprised to see that, okay, a startup came to Nigeria, or a startup got foreign investors and they established in Nigeria, and they are not just in Lagos alone, they are also expanding out of Lagos. In fact, they're not even centered on Lagos, because they feel like Lagos is saturated and fighting for other markets is much more viable than just staying in Lagos. Now, it's also important to know here that OPay now currently has 1 million downloads on the Android Play Store, and it's just so exciting to see how they were able to establish that. And I'm sure the managers at AdWords, that's the ad network owned by Google, will be like, oh, thank you, Lord, we've got a solid new client today. Because to get 1 million downloads using ads is very expensive, and that just tells you a different story entirely. Now, OPay, as we all know, has various features on the phone. So we have OFood, OCash, OLoan, I think there's OWealth, then there's OTrek, the Kinapep one, which I used. I think there's also ORide, and some other variations of O's that will be coming on. Sort of reminds you of like Linda Ikeji, Linda Ikeji blog, Linda Ikeji TV, Linda Ikeji social, those kind of things, right? Linda Ikeji book, Linda Ikeji Banana Island. Anyway, I'm just joking. But one important thing here that I find very familiar is the Chinese app Weibo. So on Weibo you could do basically anything you want. So not anything, but like it's like your one-stop shop for things concerning the internet. So you have your browser, you have your social media, you can do transfers. It's like just home basically on the internet, right? And Nigerians might know the subset of Weibo, which is WeChat. So it just kind of gives you that familiar feeling with Weibo. So I think that's what OPay is trying hard to accomplish here in Nigeria, and it's just going to be awesome trying to see the progress they make so far and just see how long they're able to keep this up. Because every day people are just being reminded that Nigerians, or the Nigerian market, is unforgiving. Once they hate you, or once they don't like you, they don't like you anymore, and we are somewhat not loyal, to be honest. That's the stats out there. I don't know about you though. Like I said, it's just going to be interesting to see how far OPay can keep the momentum going. But so far they are outside out of Lagos, they are in Enugu, they are in Jos, where I currently stay, they are in some other major cities in Nigeria. And one funny thing that I've noticed is that normally KK drivers have feature phones. So feature phones like touchlight phones, phones that basically you just do messages and phone calls and you call it a day, you are done, dusted, and you sleep, right? But nowadays you see more KK drivers or tricycle drivers having more smartphones. So and you need a smartphone to operate the app, which I find very very good in terms of like the inclusion with the kidnapping drivers having to buy more like techno phones or Johnny phones to be able to do business on the app, which is very good in terms of like building the digital age or the digital economy. Then another thing again that I find very very key with this app is it's also helping to fight the, let's say, financial exclusion in Nigeria. I could say Africa, but let's just start with Nigeria. So the app is said to be licensed by CBN for mobile money, and basically Nigeria has a high record of unbankable people. And I feel like unbankable means that people who don't have bank accounts. And I feel like with O-Wallet, which is also a feature under OPay, people get to now access financial services that they wouldn't have gotten before anyway. So basically the local market woman who sells tomato or crayfish could just get her money transferred instead of someone paying cash, which is way safer and much more accountable in terms of like seeing progress of sales and all that. So it's just going to be an interesting journey. Like I just keep repeating here, it's just going to be an interesting journey to watch OPay grow and succeed. But we also have to remember that there are other competitors out there. So there's MacNG, for instance. But what just makes me very curious is if a foreign company is coming down into Nigeria to invest this amount of money, then why then the Nigerian millionaires and billionaires are not looking into this space? Or are they also investing but with other different names apart from their family names or something? Or are they investing in shell companies that then go ahead and to invest into these apps? Because it just brings in the mind that everybody here needs transport, and one day you're just going to have to transport yourself, so one day you're going to use this app, for example. So something very important also here is the market size, and I don't know the current stats of the market size right now, but it's very big in terms of like we all need transport mediums to allow to go to work or go home or even go for vacations, right? So the market size has potential. So the reason here is like, why are Nigerian investors not going in full on this? Or the money that OPay is invested is too much, and you could basically achieve the same level of growth with a lesser capital. But like I said, these are like questions that I want to ask, and if you have answers to them, leave a comment below and hit the like button. It's just very interesting to see how this will play. Now, some of the services on OPay that you can make include, like, I think you can get a loan, but I'm not sure of that. But there's a feature called O Loan. You can get a loan, you can transfer cash, there's a wealth management app, I think O Wealth, I haven't looked into it. There's O-Trek, that's the only feature I've used so far, and the transfer one, so I can tell you that works. And you can pay for food, you can pay for your electricity bill, you can pay for DSTV, you can also pay for Bet Ninja. So gamblers out there, this is an app for you. So anyway, I used the O-Trek feature on the OPay app, and I found it somewhat interesting. At first, I didn't want to download the app because I didn't see the value add in this app, and just is very cheap or a somewhat affordable place, and I didn't see the value add in terms of like transport. We already have cheaper transport here, and that just didn't communicate to me properly. But out of the blues, one day I just decided to use the app. My friend had really forced me to download the app in the first place, so I decided to use the app. So I decided to use the app, and I went further to like book a ride, which I did, but I made a mistake. I put a wrong address in the app, and I found that you could not edit while on transit. On Uber you could do that, but on this app you can't. We just went ahead with the trip, and nothing happened. I was charged, I think, 125 naira for that trip. That's the discount value I paid. The main fee was somewhat 300 naira, so that was like 50% discount on that trip, which was very very good in terms of like if you like free things, right? So I feel like the app needs more updates, or they are constantly turning out more updates for this app to make it more better. But like the core functionalities of this app works. So, but in terms of security, I don't know much about security for the app. So always be conscious and do your research when using apps like this. And in terms of distribution, they are using what I call the Dangote scheme, or the Dangote way, whereby there is a manufacturing headquarters somewhere, and there are tons and tons of like outlets scattered around. So right now there are tons of agents going around for OPay. So if you want to withdraw money, if you don't have an ATM close by, you could just walk up to an agent and you could do that, or the agent could also help you understand the app and make use of it, which I find very helpful in terms of like people are scared. People are very skeptical about the app, and that just builds more trust. Imagine your family member recommending this app to you. You would definitely want to test it out, right? Because you feel like that source is more trustful and more reliable, which makes it more convincing for you to use the app. Anyway, this is all I have for you guys here. See you on my next one, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.